Welcome to Ask the Edmonds Cop. I'm Teresa Whipple and Sergeant Shane Hawley. We are going to talk about the new medicine drop box at the police department.
Yes, we have a new one and our program is back up and running. We had this before.
Yes.
And then it kind of went away.
Okay.
So there's a little backstory to that. We used to have a big green drop box, and that was run by the Snohomish Regional Drug Task Force. And then some legislation basically came out that said it's a health district issue. So Snohomish Health District started moving forward with it, and they have contracted with a company called Med Project. So we signed a contract with them saying, yes, we would love to have one of your big blue boxes in our lobby, and we're happy to say we were the first install in Snohomish County.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, so we had a little ribbon cutting ceremony and all that. It's up and running. We get a lot of use for it. It's surprising how often people come in, but we fill it up fairly regularly, and we'll participate in the drug take back days like we did before.
Okay.
But there's some rules related to it. There's
Right.
always rules.
Right, and before we go to the rules, let's talk a little bit about the reason for this. It's obviously because people have a lot of unused medication or extra medication they don't need anymore, and it ends up either in their medicine cabinet or whatever. They're not sure how to get rid of it. And sometimes it gets stolen, sometimes it gets into the wrong hands. You have teenagers who might abuse it.
Yeah, there's a variety of reasons. Either you had something go on, some medical procedure, and you get 45 oxycodone pills and you end up taking 3,
Right.
Because your pain level wasn't quite that bad, and now you're sitting with this prescription narcotic for 2 years, and you're like, yeah, I should get rid of that before it's a temptation. Or what we also see is when elderly parents pass away and family members go in to start taking care of their belongings or whatever, there's a ton of medication.
Yeah.
And they're like, it's not prescribed to me. What do I do with all of this stuff? And that's really what it's designed for.
Okay.
We don't want it flushed in.
Yeah, used to be
system.
you'd
Yeah.
do that, and that's actually really bad for the environment.
Correct.
Bad idea. So
Correct.
All right. So what are the rules?
All right. Medications in original containers or sealed bags. That's kind of the nutshell. Pills or liquid. Okay. We used to have bags, and we tell people just put the liquids in the bags. What we mean is the bottle of liquid in the bag.
Not actually pouring the
We've
liquid
had that
into
happen
the
a
bag.
couple of times. I'm
Oh
not
my.
kidding you.
All
and we're
right.
like, no, stop. Don't pour the liquid into the bag.
Clean
That
up
just made it
nightmare.
worse.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we can't. Pills and liquids are fine. No herbal supplements, vitamins, cosmetics, personal care items, or inhalers.
Okay.
Inhalers is where we'd see that, but we do get people wanting to bring in vitamins and all sorts of stuff. You can just pitch that stuff in the garbage.
Right.
We do a surprising volume, and when you start adding up all of these boxes, it's thousands of pounds per year. So they really try and minimize how much is coming into the box, and if it doesn't need to be there, if something you can just dispose of yourself, then just dispose of it.
Okay.
The big no-no, I want to repeat this a couple times, no needles. So once again, no needles. We do not throw sharps into the box.
Okay.
Okay, that's just a major health hazard.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. I can
So
only imagine.
yeah, and if you're coming in, it's open during business hours, Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 4:30. Because our lobby closes outside of those hours, so there's no access to the box. I'd say call ahead just to make sure that it's open. We have about a 12, 16-hour window if it's full by the time we make a call and then get the pickup to come. It's pretty quick turnaround, so the box is only down for a day at best, but just make sure that it's actually open.
Yeah, I also think there's some local pharmacies that are taking it too. So if for some reason somebody wants to get rid of it on the weekend,
Correct.
they can
And if
do
you,
that.
I've got a link on our website. If you go to the City of Edmonds webpage, search for unwanted medicine disposal, or go to the police page. There's a section on there, which has a link for a med project, which has some kiosk locations. So maybe something's closer for you than Edmonds Police Department.
Yeah.
And kind of a list of areas and the same do's and don'ts.
Okay. And you don't have to, I think I'd read this question somewhere, you don't have to write down what you're disposing
Nope.
of or anything. You just drop
Throw it in the
there.
box.
Okay, good. And this is something that people who are reputable, supposed to be people picking it up and taking
Oh,
it
absolutely.
away to be
Yep.
incinerated or whatever they do
Correct.
with it. Yeah.
Yep. It all goes through proper channels. It gets disposed of according to federal regulations.
Great. Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Thanks.
You're welcome.
We'll return soon with another episode of Ask the Edmonds Cop.